Hello once again, everybody. Diabetes the Second here with more post-game commentary of a Week 3 Winter League 2024 Practice Seed. Once again, trying to give a little bit of insider insight as an experienced runner as to how I might think about the flag sets, make decisions along the way, and hopefully provide some, I guess, guidance. Again, everything with a grain of salt. Just because I have more experience playing does not mean that all of my decisions and thought processes are correct, and I will try to call out good and bad decisions and ideas along the way. So Week 3 is the Triplet Shuffle. No Tri-State despite the Triplet name, but we have Three's Company active and Stair Shuffle. And honestly, you don't need a whole lot beyond that in order to make this particularly challenging, but we do have the expanded chest pool on as well. Most of the other things are small, but those three in combination will make this a quite challenging flag set, although it does give us an out with the alternate win condition. Once again, the stat tracker is in the lower left corner, available for your viewing throughout the seed. I did not have access to or be able to see that during my run, but it is there for illustrative purposes. Fighter's Ring Cursed Belt. No spells to start. Good strength and HP. No unlocked doors this week, so we will have to contend with the need to buy keys. And that is surely an interesting spot for Tanthagil to be spawned in at. Lots of swamp, so it's a good thing we've got 40 HP. And it's also nice to find a town right outside as well. It's also nice to get 13 attack power and heal more right off the bat too. The town is Cole. Once again, gotta be in the mindset of expanded chest pool, make sure you check your spots. Not a lot of good equipment here. We did see the broadsword, which could make an appearance. Just need the cash to do so. Search tile is the fairy flute in its vanilla location. I did check the spot on the right. Did I see the spot on the left? Well, that'll be the question we have to answer here. I ran this about a week ago, providing commentary now. I'm not sure if I recall specifically whether or not I looked to the left or not. Depending on your pathing in the town, you don't really have to go out of your way to see it. Little Scorpion with Dragonlord Breath, that's a bit unfortunate. That would be a really good enemy to fight right about now. Level 3 gave us a little bit more in the strength department, since we've got heal more and now some MP to work with. But Dragonlord Breath is going to preclude that. Fortunately, we have no access to Zone 0, it seems, all swampy. Very limited access potentially to Zone 1. Definitely can't get there going west, it seems, so it would have to be something we loop around to the east. Let's see if we can get into Zone 2 up here to the northwest on some desert tiles. And keeping that cross pattern of exploration at the start of a seed, going in cardinal directions, staying in those bounded zones of 0, 1, and 2. Heal, sleep, return there at level 4. Heal is the big game there. Sleep situationally can be pretty important too, particularly those metal scorpions that might come in handy. Critical strike on the Gruen gives us level 5. Not much to say, not much in the way of stats. Hurt, kind of outclassed by our decent attack power already. Looking at where we are and what we need to do in this one, as somebody who's predisposed toward the early grind anyway, this only really reinforces it. Looking at the combination of flags that we have, specifically Stair Shuffle and Random, i.e. expanded chest pool, really means that diving through caves and seeking out treasure chests to look for things like the sword and the armor are going to be that much more difficult. We saw that in the castle treasury there were only 2 chests. I did not look to see if there were treasure chests in the other spots, although you can see both locations without having gone through that locked door on the northeast side of Tanthagil. So getting a gold grind is a little bit more difficult, and actually finding the things that we want is more difficult, plus navigation is challenging in those stair-shuffled locations. So it really incentivizes, in my opinion, staying outside, grinding as much as possible, and banking on equipment upgrades that are found elsewhere. Whether that's through natural grinding the gold and picking up equipment along the way at the various shops, whether that may entail finding the death necklace, let's say, on a search tile or something in coal, that would be a possibility. An easy gold chest, let's say in the Stones Cave or maybe in a town. More attack power at level 6. Most of our spells already. First, the big spell of Hurt More we don't quite have. Grind is steady here, but we're really kind of pushing the boundaries right now as some of these early game enemies can now run away. If not now, I think by level 7 we really need to take a look at expanding our horizons, looking for bigger, better enemies to fight. Even though we don't have a ton in the way of HP and defense, we do have heal more. As long as we stay relatively near a town, we should be able to grind some mid-tier enemies with relative success. It's a sad day in Alefgard when I'm buying the club and small shield. It's not much, but it's honest work. Take the opportunity, if I didn't see that there was or wasn't a chest over here on the west side. I couldn't access it anyway, but I would be able to hopefully at least determine whether or not it existed or not. It is not. NPC playing a little bit of a troll, but not too bad. Go ahead and fill up on herbs. Probably grab a dragon scale. With an MP pool as thin as ours is, it's a pretty decent idea to make sure to fill up on herbs. It's a good idea in general. It was pretty important in one of the earlier seeds that I ran as part of this grouping as well, because we didn't learn any of the healing spells until quite late. Figuring out some ways to go. Looks like we can go north, we can go east. We go east through the plains and find a cave. It is the mountain cave, so there's 2 possible chest locations here on the top floor. I neglected to check the one on the bottom right already. That appears to be a dead end. I believe 3rd floor of the grave. Let's see if I remember. I need to check the other stairs in the southeast corner, but I also have the chest location to check also. No radiance, so again, cave diving even less efficient. fairy water here. Okay, this is the dead end at the southeast of Mountain 2, so just a slightly different interconnectivity. Not too bad. Opted not to sleep the stone man there. Pays me back with a punch to the face and a trip to the king. So potentially a bunch of different strategies for coping and dealing with the stair shuffle once you do decide to go ahead and interact with it. I'm realizing now is even though I walked over there in coal, I absolutely did not pay any heed to whether or not a chest was there or not. Just being double sure. It certainly wouldn't be the first time that I would not have noticed a chest that was out in the open. Right back into the mountain cave. Not unreasonable, at least we can get a handle on where this third set of stairs goes. Take a look at this other chest location as well. There is no chest there. This is one of the corners in Sharlock Basement 2. This is the bottom staircase on the hub floor, Sharlock Basement 3. So 3 more staircases from here. Even if we don't do any tremendous exploration, it's not the worst just to identify where the staircases go. It's a lot easier to do that when you have Radiant. Okay, this is the looping staircase, which in this case goes to a terminal point with a treasure chest that just has a torch, so no help there, but at least we can mark it off. Two more staircases on this floor to check. Back up to Sharlock Basement 2. And to the hub floor northwest staircase of Grave 2. At least we're getting some of these out of the way when it comes to Sharlock. If they're here, they're not going to be in the Sharlock conglomerate. Do you have the alternate run algorithm active for this seed and this flag set, as well as the so-called easy Sharlock? Again, it's not necessarily easy, it just changes the group for agility penalty. But your Sharlock enemies are going to be, on average, harder to run from. So that's why I went ahead and put the green dragon to sleep, or at least tried to. 9 in 16 chance of success. Probably better than my odds of running away outright with only 32 agility. Hey! It's the green dragon again. Welp. So again, I think heading back into the caves is not the right decision. We did get a couple of staircase interconnectivities handled, which is good. But I think grinding and finding keys are probably the number 1 and number 2 priorities here. Okay. Good idea using sleep on the metal scorpion there. Droll Magi would have been a great enemy to do so against. Stay in this zone for the minute. I'm not sure if this is the green dragon zone or not. The golem is obviously too strong. We do have the flute, though. Theoretically, it would be very presumptive to do so with just 55 attack power. Once we get that broadsword, It's certainly possible. Put the golem to sleep repeatedly. Poke at it with a stick. Better yet, a broadsword. See if we can get a kill. 350 XP is nothing to shake a stick at. Fortunately, this is the Green Dragon Zone. This may not be a good place to stay. A little easier to run from on the overworld. Leave repel off, see what we see. Oh boy. Fun and a half. 2 red dragons in the plains on the way to the town. Fortunately, again, with the alternate run algorithm, much easier to run from on the overworld. Get away from both. Head into the town of Garenham, where we discover some pretty good equipment. There's the flame sword for 9,800. Large shield, silver shield, unfortunately. No gold grind for us thus far, no keys. Can't do anything with that. No in-chest in Garenham, and we couldn't access it without keys anyway, but we can file that knowledge away. We still have multiple chest locations in the back, plus the cave. I like the idea here of fighting the Gold Man. Even if we can't specifically pick up reasonable equipment in Garenham other than the large shield, although the large shield is indeed an upgrade. Stack a couple of these together and maybe, just maybe, we can get enough together for a little bit bigger purchase. Again, I think pretty decent recognition here. We're going to be taking a lot of damage, so sleep is probably necessary. Hurt, definitely a necessity. But the game punishes good ideas. Fortunately, no stop spell to combat that, so just have to deal with it. Didn't cast sleep on the Metal Scorpion there, but not punished. Smartly recalling that this time. Looks like perhaps we're just trying to get up to 800 gold. We can pick up our large shield and move on. Doesn't hurt that we also pick up a level along the way. With 20 attack power, that's like a broadsword. But it's all natural, baby. You'll hear that little audio lag every once in a while, just a little bit of lag with the Lua script running. Unfortunately, not a whole lot I can do to control that. Alright, another Goldman kill gets me enough to pick up the large shield if I head back to Garenham. And now another kill, and apparently I'm feeling risky. And the Magic Wyvern has heal, because of course it does. Once again, good ideas. Go to die in Alefgard. Okay. Large shield, chainmail acquired. We're not going to be able to grind up enough for the flame sword, most likely, although one more gold man does give me enough to backtrack, get that broadsword. That would certainly make the Golem viable at this stage. Technically, it's viable even without it. And the Rogue Scorpion also has Hurt More, so that is completely off the table. Yeah, our agility's not very good. Fortunately, heal and hurt for the Magiwaren makes it fairly free. Unless it dodges, of course. Alright, broadsword money acquired. Good opportunity. Return and safely port that cash to Cole. I really think, strongly considering, finding a way to grind this zone with golems and green dragons and such is worthwhile right now. The green dragons I still think are kinda too much. We do have to put them to sleep if we're going to give ourselves an opportunity, but with 91 attack power, they can be 3-shot. I think more likely to 4-shot, but certainly possible. Golems with the flute, also doable. Not heal more, we just don't have a lot of MP. 9 more attack power. Now thinking, hey, these guys have weak breath. Maybe, just maybe, I can fight the green dragons outright. Oh, right. Red dragons. I mean, they're easier to run from here than anywhere else, so maybe. Not saying stop spell is the answer to all of our problems, but it certainly would be nice to use against the golem in this circumstance. Slow, it takes time, it burns more resources, but if it would guarantee a kill, I would unquestionably take that. 350 XP is nearly half of what I've gotten in the first 23 minutes of this seed, so every kill is certainly worthwhile. And he's got heal as well, so really stop spell would be very clutch here. Flute, stop spell, then fight. Nice benefit too is that it's right outside of town. Uninspiring level 9, 1212. one perpetual question always plaguing Dragon Warrior runners: grind or explore? Grind or explore? In a shock to no one, I have chosen to grind. I don't think we've seen knights in this zone yet. That's another fantastic enemy. The late mid-game enemies are really what we're most qualified and equipped to handle. But golems are a very difficult target to try, you know, to justify not going after. We've got the tools to fight them, it's just a little bit slow. But realistically, if we were to find a zone that had Wyvern, Magiwyvern, Wraith Knight, Knight, and I don't know, Droll Magi, we would be super stoked. Golem will just not stay asleep. Debating whether I want to use heal or an herb, went for the heal. Still have enough for a heal more if necessary. I would say going for heal there is objectively a mistake. If he wakes up, Perkmore kills us 100% of the time, and the vast majority of punches do too. So heal more would have been the correct call. Didn't. Weren't punished. And we do get the kill for level 10. Decent gains still lacking in the agility department. Again, without the alternate run algorithm, the overworld exploration could be potentially quite difficult, even though we do have heal more. But this is such a reasonable grind that, again, I think staying here is probably the correct call. As we talked about in previous seeds, the frequent question that's kind of running through my head is, what would be better, or what could be better than what I'm doing currently? Either what could I find that would make what I'm currently doing more efficient or better, or what could I be doing instead that would be better than what I'm currently doing? And in this case, obviously, sure, if we were to pick up a free sword or armor, both of those things would help immensely. If we were to find keys immediately and get a gold grind going for better equipment, that would be great. You know, if we find a golem on a spike tile right next to a healing spot, sure. Like, all of those things are good. But it'd be pretty tough to beat what I currently have going for me. Because none of those things are things that I know exist and I know where they are. But have to explore in order to do so. And knowing that I have Stair Shuffle with the expanded chest pool, my odds of finding or stumbling upon the sword armor or otherwise is not great. So the better we can equip ourselves for doing said dives, looking for important things, the better off we're going to be in the long run, I think. Oh, how quaint. Red dragons would sleep and hurt more. Still no stop spell. But theoretically, once we do get stop spell, depending on their frequency of casting, that could make the red dragons another viable enemy to fight. Of course, maybe we got, lucky Or unlucky? Lucky? I don't know. And, and he cast a bunch, even though both of those spells were 25% the first time around. Hard to say. Only way to tell, more iterations. A little agility boost there, not much in the way of attack power, unfortunately. One thing we mentioned at the top but did not really talk about in the context of the grind here as we hit the 30-minute mark is that Three's Company is active for this flag set. If you're not familiar, Three's Company simply means an alternate win condition of, in addition to outright killing the Dragon Lord as we would normally, we also can complete the seed if we rescue the princess from the Swamp Cave, carry her through Sharlock, talk to the Dragon Lord, and accept his offer to rule the world. That would also trigger a win condition here, so you don't need to grind to Dragon Lord ready victory stats. You need to grind, theoretically, only to survive and be able to defeat the Spike Tile enemy in the Swamp Cave, and then the dive through Sharlock to the Dragon Lord. Doesn't matter if you get to the Dragon Lord with 1 HP, no MP, and a dream. If you do, you win. So at some point, I have to consider that I've ground enough, my stats are good enough to explore, get the things I need to get, and hopefully be enough to make a dive, but we don't know. Alternatively, I could consider, you know what, I don't know where the Swamp Cave is, I know where Sharlock is, or something like that, and then just try to win and not play that game. Very situational. It's less likely that that's going to be the better option. But there are certainly a few cases where I suppose it could be. Well, we only needed 19 XP for the level, and the Red Dragon said, you know, no. 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 You've been pacing around back and forth here like you run the place. You're out. So this may be an impetus to go explore. We'll probably pick up the level quickly on some random enemy here. Although I did cast Repel to start. Oh, my kingdom for a stop spell. Maybe we'll rethink our plan. Looked like I was heading right back to the grind again. Not necessarily a wrong decision, but that we do run the risk of over-grinding. Although with only 45 agility, again, even with the alternate run algorithm and exploration being easier, it's not free, as we've seen. Alright, to the grind it is. Not sure why I took the southern path there, maybe just confirming or giving a little bit of an idea of exactly what the terrain looked like south of Mountain Cave. HP and MP at level 12, not much else. Continuing on the grind. And watching this back and not sure what my thought process was here, perhaps considering, you know what? I don't need no princess. Let's just go for all the stats and we're just gonna win it straight up. I don't know. But I would probably say now this is overkill. We may not have the stats to win, particularly with the low agility diving through Charlock. However, I have not checked many things. I have not mapped out a significant number of places. I have a lot of checks still to make. Well, Hurtmar's nice. Agility still sucks. But we're certainly better off than we were a moment ago. And perhaps this is a good opportunity to just get off my high horse and go find some stuff. New location at Breckenary. We've got a chest down there to the south. Unfortunately, again, no keys. All the best we can do is check the shop, see what else we could potentially purchase. Magic armor is there, silver shield is there. Nope, you don't have keys, son. Doesn't work. And you just stayed at a different inn. You don't need... Just... You know, we thought we tried to make Breckenary more exciting by putting chests in there, and then it turns out it's the exact same as it always was. Walk in, walk out, completely disappointed. Have a town and cave. It's Cantlin. Really don't need to check the shops for anything else. We've seen the equipment upgrades that we have available to us. Realizing, hey, again, no keys. Stop looking to open doors. There is a chest in the southwest corner there in Cantlin. So we will have to contend with that. And the cave is the Stone's Cave. 2 chests here. Including a magic key. Okay. Now we're in business. Now we could grind keys right there, but we've got the cash and not really much else to spend it on at this point. Go ahead and just buy keys outright in Cantlin. That way we can check coordinates, we can check that southwest corner chest as well, and be on our way. .56 south, 58 east. I mean, we are southeast currently? but those are far-ish coordinates. Definitely seem to be countable, but we would have to go and make a dedicated effort to do so. Two keys for this, and it's a torch. Alright. Over to Tantagel. 2 chests in the treasury here. Then we'll see if we've got any chests in the back. Aha! A treasure guard. Treasure guards are active in this flag set. So not the worst thing that we haven't been able to check anything up until now. Erdrick's Token. Quest item number 1, unique item number 1. And another treasure guard, so both chests in the Tantagel Treasury. That guard was doing a heck of a job in here, keeping the Goldman and the Dragonlord breath-breathing werewolf at bay. Where we find another of Erdrick's things, Erdrick's Sword. Don't forget the alternate spots, Diabetes. It's important to buy keys, that's true. There we go. Nothing by the old man, nothing behind the barrier tiles. To the basement we go. Okay, Tablet Cave. 3 treasure chest spots in here, nothing in the northeast corner on the first floor. Oh wait, it's not Vanilla Tablet. And interestingly, this connects to the hub floor that we saw earlier of Sharlock 3, which connects to Grave 2, with 5 more staircases to navigate. So let's start crossing those off, see if we can determine some interconnectivity. So that goes to Mountain 2 Dead End, although we do see that there are 2 chests in the basement of Mountain Cave down there at least. Worth it to keep that in mind. Unfortunately, one mistake I did make on the way into Tantagel here, or before returning from Cantlin, is I did not top off the MP. So definitely a mistake, so we are running almost out of resources here. On the other hand, you might say, well, if this goes poorly, or this connects to a bunch of nonsense, maybe it'll get me out of the mega dungeon sooner. We'll see how it plays out. Vanilla harp chest there. So another dead end, if nothing else. Lots of breath-breathing werewolves. Alright, that is floor 1 Sharlock. Path to the Vanilla Sword chest, which takes us to Sharlock 4, another hub floor. No chest there in the center. Now I'm really looking at this one and saying, wait, where is this? Where am I? Oh yeah. Don't often see Grave from this end coming out this way. So this is Grave 1, so these actually connect to each other. So technically we could take a very long transport. We did see a single treasure chest there to the west. Got 1 treasure chest here up on top, which is another key. So if we were to have found Grave first, we would have gotten key access as well. Double checking, probably looking to see what exactly do I have again, and what am I looking for? Again, I can't see the tracker. I'm playing this blind to that. More money, gold there. And this chest I know is the Cursed Belt. Okay. So grave, not great on the top floor. Several chests, but nothing good. And this backdoors into Garenham, so that actually kind of works. So we do know that we have the rest of the hub to check. I think there was one staircase we didn't get to. No chest in the back of Garenham, no chest in the front of Garenham, so Garenham has absolutely nothing other than an inn to top off the resources. So once again thinking, like, what is still to check? Where do I need to go? Is it more worthwhile to dig back into the caves? Do we go exploring on the overworld and look for other access that way? Do we count out coordinates? Like, what's the next play here? Now perhaps thinking once more into the fray. Theoretically, based on what we've seen, it's likely we could set up a gold grind this way as well. So it is a consideration. Alright, we have found Mountain 2. Now there's 2 chests up here to the northwest. Empty chest would have been an herb. No chest across the wall in the 5th vanilla spot. Wings here, and one more location. I cast Radiant here, I can see it, and there's nothing there. Right, sleep. Not the best idea to fight this, I don't think. I mean, we certainly have the stats to be able to take it out from an offensive standpoint, but the sleep is really a problem. And perhaps recognizing and realizing that, but felt a little bit too invested the first time around. Alright, dead end floor in the grave. One treasure chest spot here that I probably have seen whether there's a chest here when I saw the vanilla harp spot, but I don't know if it registered in my mind whether or not there was one there, and there is indeed is not. I think that wraps up every staircase in there with perhaps the exception of one on grave 2. So again, strategies to potentially work with the stair shuffle. Some sort of flowchart is usually, I think, advised. Some people can remember. I am not one of those people by any means. But I usually start off with kind of a list of the hub floors and the various exits out of them, and then only really make annotations either to point out connectivities, but I usually don't keep track of, you know, the various intermediate floors if it's just an A to B situation. In other words, I don't keep track of, let's say, those little corner snippets of the diamond floor. Like, it's a pass-through, it doesn't matter. Or the hold right floor on Sharlock B6. Stones of Sunlight in Hawksness. Not a great grind possibility there with the Blue Dragon and Dragon Lord Breath. If we had the armor, it would be a little bit more tolerable, but still not great. But that's quest item number 2, still looking for the harp. Of course, Erdrick's armor would be nice too. Although that's not strictly necessary to win the seed. Alright, agility's still garbage, but 15 MP could make up for it. More heal mores. Certainly not gonna complain about it. Still no stop spell. Almost certainly would cast that against red dragons if we have to dive through Sharlock, or particularly on the bottom floor if they're there, carrying the princess, or otherwise. Top up here in Cantlin and continue on. There's a few more locations to check. Gotta find him first. There's definitely a situation where I'm looking at the stats thinking, like, I've probably ground too much. I'm probably over-prepared. That said, it's gonna be easier for me to just fight through things, probably. So just keep fighting along the way here. Not exactly sure the reason for turning around there other than I think I counted a little bit. Because remember, we are dealing with the coordinates that we've learned but have not actually counted yet. And I saw that little patch of 2 swamp tiles intermixed in the mountains. I think I'm right south of the castle. So if I have counted, I probably could just count across them, and I think I'm double checking that now again with this mountain range here. Staff cave but no harp feels bad. Hey, a Sharlock sighting finally, way down to the southwest. Appears we can go around to the west to get there. But first, not the swamp cave. Not many places left to go in search of it. We've got down here toward the southeast, which is where I'm headed now. We've got to the southwest, where it appears Sharlock is. File that one under, of course. Get caught in a loop of heel mooring, decide to go ahead for the swing, and since the blue dragon did a high roll of 34 damage on his swing, we were not safe and were punished. Yep, there's those areas of 2 tiles of swamp. I'm trying to count across right now, get myself a good handle as to where they are, and then be able to count from there as opposed to having to count north and east and south and west and down and around and just, ugh. Then again, those coordinates, are they east or were they west? Right, they're east, so it doesn't make sense to count across. So keeping your lefts and rights and ups and downs, important. Really getting frustrated by this count, having to count across multiple bodies of water and all kinds of other nonsense. Certainly could be a more difficult count, but unfortunately, if we save the princess and pick her up and return her, then we don't have that as a win condition anymore, so counting is the only way. Alternatively, theoretically, we could save first, rescue the princess and bring her back, choose not to save with the king afterwards, which we'd have to pay attention to, get the coordinates, and then reset knowing where they are. But aha, that Brecconary chest that I hadn't gone to check yet. It's a treasure guard, and it's the silver harp. That's the 3rd of our quest items. Unfortunately, kind of would have preferred almost finding the armor, because now there's the chance that the armor is in the Sharlock Mega Dungeon, which doesn't sound enticing to either dive Sharlock without or go looking for. I don't think going to look for it will be necessary, but something to consider. But again, I've got a point that I've counted across to, so hopefully if I go down around and east where I started earlier, I can recover and pick up what at this point must be the armor. Well, now I don't know where I'm going. Perhaps still looking also for the swamp cave, which we've still not found, shockingly enough. Or, not an unreasonable thing to do here, backtrack for the harp real quick. That way, we have everything we need. For the rainbow drop, and then to rescue the princess and head in once we find her. Okay, there's the drop. Now let's go count those coordinates. In a way, kind of fortunate here. The only ways I have not explored yet is down southwest toward where the entrance to Sharlock is, and then over here where I have to count the coordinates out to. So if the swamp cave is in either location, which at this point it has to be, we're already in the vicinity. So I think that's why going back and backtracking for the harp and then the rainbow drop pickup made sense. Continuing to grind, maybe a little bit less sense, but again, 56 agility is quite bad. We have only seen, or we think that the only hub floor that I don't have recollection of seeing so far is Sharlock 1, which does have 5 staircases. So that, in addition to the 3 staircases on the top floor of Sharlock, does mean we could, have some interconnectivity. We've also got a lot of longer pass-through floors like Sharlock, the outer loop of floor 1. We've got the U-shaped floor to contend with. And trying to count across and over the ways that I've seen so far. I think originally I'd counted off to the east, but instead now I'm recounting it back to the south. And that little nub on the top right of the screen. Oh good, another river to count across. This is like the 6th thing. What a terrible count. A screen almost entirely of desert tiles. Yep, confirming that is indeed our Demon Knight spike tile. And at long last, the hero has picked up the armor. And unfortunately, still no Swamp Cave. So if Swamp Cave exists, which it does, And I haven't mismapped something. It is almost assuredly down to the southwest where Charlock is. So hopefully we can find it and pick the princess up on the way in. Opting to grind? I don't know about this one. Maybe... I think I'm close enough to consider just grinding to win? I only need maybe a little bit of MP. The agility is a little bit plus or minus, but the lack of Silver Shield, 68 defense is bad. We've got a lot of attack power, so winning the fight isn't out of the question. 8 to 16 damage, 12 on average means we need about 13, 14 swings to win. We've got 10 heal more, so realistically with another couple of attack power and even just 3 more MP for an 11th heal more may be enough. Does the level pay off? 13 agility definitely does. 2 extra attack power, 6 extra MP does give me that extra heal more, so theoretically, we could win the fight outright at this level, I think. Question is that the right strategy? Because not only do we have to get to the Dragon Lord with all of our resources as opposed to being able to burn resources on the way down, we have to go through the length of an entire Dragon Lord fight, which is several minutes. Will we gain time by not having to search for and save the princess? Or will we lose time, or potentially even our life, by dying on the trip? Trying to be very stingy with resource utilization. We shall see. And of course, that's all incumbent on this being a relatively easy Charlock to navigate. We don't know how to get to the Dragon Lord. Maybe it's a one staircase right onto the bottom floor. Maybe it's a mess. Aha! Oh, no, yeah. Again, I think there was a thought of just outright going for the win, and then realizing, you know what, if the princess is right here, this is gonna save us time. Probably. And be safer. Okay, princess acquired. Apparently selling out for the princess rescue. And the Three's Company ending, burning a little bit of that MP. Again, in fairness, it makes sense. Alright, 3 staircases to work with. Usually start on the right simply because it's the shortest walk to a staircase, and if it happens to go to the bottom floor right away, we're done. And as long as we're not on the top floor, we can cast outside to get right back to the top floor, which is also pretty good. Radiant is our friend. This is the big C. Of Sharlock 1. Opting to skip that. That is a relatively long walk. Probably could have and or should have just cast outside if I wasn't going to take that walk. Also, a horrible, horrible fight there with the blue dragon. Very easily could have died on that failed run at 27 HP. And not a short walk back to re-rescue the princess and back in here from Tanthagil. So, crisis averted. Let's try the left side. Okay. So we are on the hub of Sharlock 1. There's 4 other staircases here for us to look at. Vanilla sword spot. No help there. Nothing in the chest is going to help us. Another chest, nothing worthwhile checking. This is the hourglass of Sharlock 1 also. No help there. Okay, this staircase and one more. Multiple run blocks by the blue dragon. We'll go ahead and take the safety heal more here, get us out of Dragonlord breath range. Succeed and get away. Now we are to Grave 3, pass through. The U floor, another pass through. Spiral staircase of also the U floor, basement 5. Diamond floor. Another pass-through. Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. There's a lot of pass-throughs that we had not seen yet. The unfortunate thing is, this could all lead to nothing. If it's not here, the path to the bottom is either going to be in the vanilla spot, or it's going to be the 5th and final staircase that is part of the hub floor of basement 1. Diamond floor, pass through. Sharlock 2, pass through. Sharlock 2, pass through. And it's the long C that connected to the right side, so opting not to go through with that. And now we come to a critical point. Certainly a potential make-or-break moment when it comes to the outcome of a race. Do we go back through the hub floor, or do we check the vanilla spot? Gonna opt for the vanilla spot first. This is fine. Hold right floor, basement 6. Pass through on the way to Erdrick's Sword. And it's tablet 2. So, the only staircase left has to be the right one. Of course. Of the 7 different possibilities, the first 6 we checked were not right. And if you've been astutely paying attention, you'll see what the problem is right before I do. Whoops! I had 2 keys left coming in, and unfortunately, after checking the second one, I cast outside, which reset the doors when I came back in. So, it wasn't so much I decided to check the vanilla stairs first, it was that was the only way I could have gone. I just didn't realize it at the time. So we got to go buy keys, which means we either need to go to Remolder, which, where was that? Oh, right, we didn't find it. So that's going to leave us to either going to the grave or going to the Stone's Cave. Stone's Cave is right on the walk, so we can pick up a key easy and head right back in. But having mapped everything out, again, there may be a pass-through or something left, but we pretty much should head straight to the bottom from that single staircase, the top left staircase of the hub of Basement 1 Sherlock. One potential mistake here, I did not top off the resources at any point. Even though I did walk right past Cantlin. Probably could have or should have. Hopefully it won't matter. Yep, those are the stairs we checked. And right above them are the stairs that we didn't check. Right to the bottom. Bang zoom straight to the moon. Green Dragon on the spike tile is not a threat. Only 2 wild encounters on the bottom floor altogether. And the final 10 steps to the Dragon Lord, not a problem. So not the finish that you want to see in this situation, but sometimes you pick right, sometimes you pick wrong. GG 118.54. So that completes Week 3 of the Winter League 2024 preview. So that's the Triplet Shuffle. Again, it's the combination of the Stair Shuffle and the Expanded Chess Pool that is really the name of the game when it comes to figuring out this seed and your strategy for it. Personally, that mostly entails grinding outside of the caves and everything, probably until you get important spells and things like Repel and Radiant and Heal more, possibly Hurt more as well. Getting equipment, hopefully just through exploration on the overworld, either by gold and picking those up in shops, or perhaps by finding sword or armor or something in a town or in one of the free chest locations, and then only later on checking out the chests in caves and really navigating and having some sort of plan for understanding the honeycomb structure of the staircases probably is also important. So keeping that in mind as well. As for Three's Company, I think, again, 98% of the time it's the right way to go. Clearly, it would have been more challenging to go through and get to the Sharlock, or through Sharlock, find where we needed to go, and win the Dragon Lord fight, so... It worked out how it worked out. A little unfortunate I ran out of keys there, so just didn't pay attention to that, or didn't consider that I could have run out. But what are you gonna do? It happens. So alright, that's gonna conclude week 3 for me. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll take a look at the rest of the credits here and the stats, and we will see you again next week for week 4.